Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's Monday Morning Live. I'm Tammy Davis, and I'm wanting to come to you. I'm coming to you because genome editing. It's a thing. Look it up. I'm actually putting together a presentation, like a little Canva thing for the stress response. And I actually came across an entire presentation on genome editing. And so what I wanted to come on here and talk about, I'm going to actually share the Canva because it is in line completely with the stress response and your ability to influence the way your body is reacting to stressors, period. It's something that I shared with a number of pharmacists yesterday. I am a thought leader on RPH Ally with pharmacists. And I specialize over there with stress and burnout. And the thing that I was talking with them about yesterday is that stress really is a leadership issue. It's all about leadership and how are we leading our lives. There's a lot of science to it, absolutely. And there's a lot of influence from the environment. But the fact is that we have the ability. Scientists know this. This is what genome editing is. There's a big, Stephen Hawking's talked about it. And like I said, I'm going to be sharing more about all of that in the Canva. But that said, because they recognize this, that's what makes this exciting. Pardon me. It's what happens with live. But that's what happened. I mean, because scientists know this, they understand that the epigenome reacts to or responds to the way you respond to stressors. And it influences the way the DNA sends information. And so being more aware of the moment, being aware, catching yourself. This is why I love oils. Maybe they're not for everyone. I'm not going to say they're for everyone. I will say they are for those of us, like myself, who have been easily tripped up and triggered in life. I started out that way as a young child. I always used to make jokes, and I can to this day still talk about how I was born anxious. There's a good reason for that, but the fact is that I have endured a life learning how to adapt. But like I said, ultimately what it comes down to is where the leadership was missing in my life. Now that said, wellness is a leadership. It is about leadership. We're talking about all these things about having a dream life, but if we're not willing to lead ourselves into wellness, the rest of the dream life doesn't really matter. I mean, it really doesn't. Health is your wealth for a good reason. The word wealth actually means well-being. W-E-A-L means well-being. So when we lead ourselves through thought, the way we interpret our thoughts, and become grounded in a way that is taking our power back, it really does come down to empowerment. I mean, how will you empower yourself? And there are oils that you can use. I mean, truthfully, at this point, using oils on a daily basis affects the epigenome. Now, I've had people ask me here and on other platforms about the science to essential oils, and this is what I'm going to tell you. There's definitely a science. If there wasn't a science, we wouldn't have medications. My background began in pharmacology. My entire career started in pharmacology. I've been working with oils and studying oils and investigating oils and coming to understand synergy, something that science consistently researches and they cannot replicate. They can replicate many, many things about nature, but they cannot replicate the synergy. Synergy is a cooperative effect. It's not competition. And so when you're using medications, in this case, you are influencing your epigenome because they've been studying plant components, and there's a ton. I mean, it's an increasing body of information on plant components and the way they affect your epigenome and the way the DNA ultimately processes information and sends messages to the rest of the body, to the brain and body. So because we recognize that, the inclusion of essential oils matters. If you take medications, the type of oil that you use matters because they all don't play well together. And you don't want to do the same thing as your medication. You're adding stress to the problem. Like I said, stress is a leadership issue. Leadership is about vision. It's not about management. That's a big difference. Management is when you go in and you tell everybody you got all the game plan out, but the truth is you don't know how your health is going to go. You don't know how the body's going to respond to any one thing. So leadership is, I have a vision. I want to do this. This is what I see for myself. And then it's beginning to make decisions, choices, grounded choices that honor your body's natural ability to restore wellness. That's really what it comes down to. The body's natural ability to restore wellness. When we can take that level of leadership in our health, the choices that we make around essential oils change, because we're no longer just trying to fix the problem. We are no longer trying to manage our body. We're trying to lead our body. We are working to lead our body into the vision of health and wellness. And that's how you can override the stress response. Good morning. That's exactly how you can override the stress response, because as I said, the stress response is real. It is a fact that they work on when it comes to genome editing, and they're doing this with plants, animals, and humans. Look it up. And like I said, I'm working on a presentation or, a real quick Canva on that one. But the fact is that you can use oils, and using oils on a daily basis, depending on whether you're taking medications or not, matters. But the fact is that you can begin using oils that will help your body, that will align with your leadership and really leading your body into wellness. And the more you lead your body into wellness, you're going to really enhance your leadership skills for anything else that you do in your life, so that the bottom line is that stress is no longer a factor. You want to free yourself up from stress. Stress relief is not about just, the next quick fix. What if you actually looked at where you are resisting your own leadership? We live in a world with rules, the finite. But the fact is that we are infinite beings. And no matter where you work, no matter who is managing and supervising, you as a leader in your own life and what you need, are you willing to take the risk? Are you willing to risk it all to be healthier and well, so that you can begin to put voice to things that really matter, which starts with your body? Because the better your health, the clearer your mind, and the more effective you become in the world around you. So that's the reason why I love oils, because they will align you with an effective system that's not riddled by stress, when you choose to lead yourself to health and wellness as opposed to manage. Now look, that doesn't mean that we don't have things that we need to be helped. We do need things that, we have symptoms. So helping those symptoms matters, but doing it from a place of long-term benefit is really what I advocate for, and that's what revolutionary aromatherapy is all about. So I always like to come on here and at least give you some kind of oil suggestion that works with medication, that will help be that tonic, that will help align you with leadership, leading yourself back to health and wellness. So the first one that comes to mind is Roman chamomile. There are 3 types of chamomiles. Roman is very specific in the way it helps the body produce oxytocin, which is needed for emotional and mental regulation, emotional and physical regulation in the space of stress. That's one. Let me think here, what else? I'm going to suggest vetiver. Vetiver is safe to use with medications. It may not be for you. So if you try these and you're not getting not getting benefits from it, please let me know. It may be that you need to change the way you're using them. It may not be the oil that's right for you. Keep in mind, I make suggestions here simply because that's what you like, but it's not necessarily what you need. So vetiver is a good one for helping to emotionally slow down. And it also, the more present you are, the easier it is for you to recall things. So it enhances memory as it slows down that stress response as far as emotional triggers are concerned, because it really has a very profound effect on the amygdala and the hypothalamus, and the hippocampus. So that's vetiver and Roman chamomile. And I'm going to go back to my tried and true turmeric. Turmeric, because turmeric is really supportive of the digestive system, but it also enhances the body's use of cholesterol, which is necessary for brain health. So it ties in that brain-gut relationship, and that also includes the immune system, because the immune system is it's a part of the team. It's part of that team. It's not just the brain and the gut. It's brain, gut, and immunity. It's a trifecta, if you will. So the turmeric helps with that. So let me know if you have any questions about that. But like I said, stress is truly a leadership issue. It's not what we're making it out to be. It's a leadership issue. And when you are easily tripped up, or you can be tripped up and triggered by emotions and situations, and because here's the thing, before I close, the brain is so automatic. You might see something and you don't even realize you're looking at it. It's things you see, things you hear, things you smell that trigger that brain instantly. And if you have a propensity to be somewhere or in a situation and you find yourself worked up, and you can either get enrolled in it or you have to step away, you're a good candidate for the oils, because the oils will help you to regulate that. And when I say leadership issues, it's not to be offensive, because a lot of us have struggled with, how do we show up and have voice when, a good example real quickly is, there were things that I would see as a child, and I would talk about it. I would go tell my mom. I would go, usually it was my parents because I was a little kid, and I'd always get in trouble for being a tattletale. Don't tell, don't tell. And then when we're in high school or we're in school, we got called narcs. But the fact is that we see things. We see things that are out of alignment with what we know to be wise. And if we don't start putting voice to that level of resistance leads to issues within ourselves. And so the leadership is about, how can we show up powerfully in a way we're not accusing people, but we're shedding light. So oils, I'm going to finish out here, are really for the truth speakers. They're for the truth speakers, because your health and wellness matters. And when you're telling your truth and you're sharing facts, and you're sharing a gap in wisdom, that matters in this world. And so that's where I'm advocating for oils, for the truth speakers. So let me know if you have any questions about that. I hope you have a beautiful day wherever you are. Remember, you're a truth speaker, and it's okay that leadership has been missing for you, but we can actually reclaim it. All right. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful week. See you soon.